So in terms of the optional protocol to the Convention Against Torture, Kenya has not yet ratified the protocol. The protocol creates a national preventative mechanism, which Kenya has always argued that we have. But essentially, most of the mechanisms we have within the country are more responsive than preventative. For example, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, most of them are more responsive than they are preventative. And so there's a need to prevent torture from happening, essentially, than responding to it.
Victim feedback is basically harnessing information from the people who have received your services, just to understand what more can you do, what you have not been doing well, and what they feel works best. This will help to improve the services that we offer at various centers. At IMLU, one of the ways that we harness feedback from our clients is through home visits. So we have structured home visits where we have an advocate, a counselor who sometimes doubles up as a social worker, just to understand how they have settled or they are settling well back to the community after the atrocity that happened to them.
We have anti-torture laws. That is the Prevention Against Torture Act, but which largely remains unimplemented. We don't have a single case under the Act. We don't have regulations that are supposed to give rehabilitative services to the survivors of torture. And so, yes, we do have anti-torture laws, which largely remain unimplemented. But we have seen indications of implementation, with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution creating a charge sheet which will see perpetrators of torture charged under the Act, which they have argued for long. They didn't have a charge sheet for the Act.
The other way of receiving feedback, generally what we do, we make structured intentional calls just to follow up and to get to understand what kind of services did they receive, what do they think about the services, were they satisfied, were they happy, were they unhappy, and what can we do better. This is basically to ensure that we are actually matching up or constantly improving services from the feedback that we receive.
The government does not document cases in accordance to the Istanbul Protocol, which is a recommended method of documentation as per the UN guidelines. And so you'll find most of our cases never reach court because we have not enshrined in our systems the Istanbul Protocol method of documentation.
Periodically, we also get consultants who speak directly to the clients without IMLU's interference, so that way they get to speak to someone who's not an IMLU person, a neutral person, just to get a feel of how our services are generally. And the aim of this consultant is just to establish what services can we give better, or how can we improve our services. For example, we just concluded our evaluation about a month ago, and the element of economic empowerment came as a voice from the victims who received services from us. They said that, hey, you know what, you are doing a good job, but we want you to have an extra element of economic empowerment because some of us become widows or widowers and sometimes we're not able to support ourselves. Yeah, and basically those are the feedback mechanisms that we have.